What is up, everybody? Welcome back to my channel, Mystic Watch, and today we're back with another character analysis. We're going to be going over Indra, the latest Blazing Fest drop on Naruto Blazing Global. He's been out for a week already on JP. So let's go over him. Kind of like the way I like to do these analysis is I go over their stats, their damages, kind of how they fit into the meta, if they're good for PvE, PvP, and kind of like a quick is it worth summoning? But I'll try to make a separate should you summon video, because on those type of videos I like to explain the banner as a whole rather than just the unit, because a lot of summoning doesn't necessarily come down to is the unit good, but is the banner, is the banner very good or not. So let's get straight into it. We're going to be doing this. Shout out to, once again, the Wiki, and I'm going to be going over Nordax's clips as well. Both of these will be linked down below, so if you guys want to check it out, you can feel free to do so. Now, Indra has been making some minor appearances in the PvP universe, so he definitely is a solid choice there, but let's kind of get into what makes him good or not good, right? Let's start off with, we got his health, 1970, 2134, and then you can add 300 and 100 for pills. So stat wise, for a mid range, this is a very good stat line. Having over 2k attack as a mid range is always very good, but it also comes in combination with with the multiplier of his jutsus, right? So if the jutsu multipliers aren't that good, then it doesn't really matter. Field skill, 70 to 90% chance of attacking back, aka counter. Buddy skill reduces chance of being of receiving switch ceiling by 30%. Not that relevant right now. If this was a mobilization, that's significantly better. The counter is nice, but it's good for PvP, right? The fact that he has 4k attack is pretty solid. Can't complain about that. Sync skills. Nullifies. Attack weakened. Not that big of a deal. Sync with mid-range, boost attack by 250 or 500 in PvP. Sync with all except body, restores 500 HP every turn. Pretty much all three sync skills are bad, right? And that's just unfortunate. That's just the way it is. Dupe abilities. Nullifies jutsu ceiling. This is a really good dupe ability. It's no longer, reduced chance of being jutsu sealed by 30% or by 50%. It's just, you cannot be jutsu sealed. End of discussion. That's it. It's over. 30% chance to reduce chakra of ninjutsu. This is very high, so this is a very good percentage right here. 30% chance on a single dupe ability is very powerful. Like I said, this matters more for PV. No, this is just pretty good all around. Switch sealing resistance. Lowers rate of getting switch sealed by 60%. You see, like, before these numbers used to be significantly lower. Like, these would be like 15%, 20%, 30%. Now they're like just throwing higher numbers because all those dupes are pretty garbage. So the only way these dupes are worth it is if they make them extremely powerful. And at this point, if you're 60% chance of not getting switch sealed, that makes a difference, right? Not many people switch seal right now where it matters. You have the OG Gaara, Blazing Bash Gaara, who has a 80% chance or 70% chance to switch seal on his 5 chakra jutsu. Besides that, the only people who really switch seal are, who is it? You got the new Sage Mode Naruto and Kimimaro, Blazing Bash Kimimaro. Besides that, you don't really see people switch sealing, so it doesn't seem like it'll be that big of a deal. Chakra recovery when dealing direct attacks. This is not bad. But the one where you receive, restoring chakra when you receive is better in my opinion, because you can get hit before it's your turn, and that makes a difference. Like, this doesn't make a difference until after you hit them. You're already spending chakra at that point. Very powerful right here. Nullifies type disadvantage, meaning whenever he hits a skill unit, he'll always be doing neutral damage, no matter what. No matter what jutsu, doesn't matter. Reduced damage by 30%, extremely powerful. The ordering seems very non free-to-play friendly. Like, reduced damage, like, these two If these two were the first two, and I don't care about the remaining 4, right? Then all of a sudden he becomes really good with 2 dupes. So you pull for him, you toss him 2 dupe stones, and now he's a pretty big threat. But having to invest 6 dupe stones, not worth it. Not worth it. Ignores damage reduction for all enemies in range, 3.8 times attack towards them, 40% chance to immobilize for 2 turns. Low immobilization, but it's AoE. The range is a circle type, but it's not centered, which makes it a little bit more annoying. Then you got, for PvP, the same thing. Lower, lower multiplier, lower percentage to hit. So both of these put together, 30% chance to immobilize is not that big of a deal. Just take a look at, literally this jutsu is the same thing that Sakura has that just came out, except this is 30%, hers is 70%. The benefit that he has, Indra, is that he ignores damage reduction. Ultimate. Now, ultimate is pretty important because you gotta remember, he's only 3 chakra right here. So, what does the 6 chakra do? The same thing, ignores damage reduction. It's AoE, it's pretty big size. It's one of those rectangular ones that take up, you know, like a third of the screen type of thing. Ignores damage reduction for all enemies in range, 11.4 times multiplier. Gives you 70% chance of mobilization resistance for 6 turns. Pretty solid. And then in PvP, the main thing is how much damage can it do. Because if you're not killing people with this jutsu, then it's pretty irrelevant. The immobilization resistance literally means nothing. This is just like a thing that you use for the raids, right? Like, it's just something that it's extra. It's not really that big of a deal when it comes to PvP. Literally means nothing. This is a PvP. This is a PvE thing right here. So let's take a look at what his jutsus. Oh. Okay, take a look at it right here. Okay. Oh, it's actually, is that? Oh, this is Ashra. Never mind. Okay, okay. Yes, we get it. Okay, right here, you got that mid-range circle, but as you can see, he's over here and he's not in the center. That makes a pretty big difference for the jutsu placement when you're trying to hit people in the corners of the maps. And as you can see here, it takes up this whole section. It's a little less than a third of the screen, but it's a pretty big size. You know, anyone in the line will get hit. Now, I know for a fact that if you hit 2 people with the ultimate, you'll generate a chakra. I don't know about any of the other jutsu. Like, I don't know about the hit count of the normal jutsu. I don't know if they have the hit count number on here as well. Dude, nice. Oh, that's really good. Having an 8 hit count on the normal jutsu is really good. It just guarantees that hitting 2 people will generate you a chakra, and it seems like he's going to be very good for chakra generation. Now let's take a look at let's run some numbers. Take a look at what kind of damage he does. So PvE first, 3.8 times. We're looking at 2234 because we're including pills. 8489 neutral. It's decent. And then about 13k when you hit heart units. Ultimate will be 11.4 times 2234. 25k, and then, whoa, wrong number. Okay, the 38k, right? For 6 chakra. For 6 chakra, 38k, about 40k, not bad. Really, it's really not that bad. But it's like, he's not gonna be one of your heavy hitters, right? Like the 4-8 chakra users, the 5-10 chakra users are the ones that hit over 100k. But he's just there to do constant jutsus. That's really it. In terms of damage per chakra, so that's actually a pretty big thing. Let's see. So divided by 6. 4K damage per chakra is pretty good. I think some people go over. I don't know if they still keep the. I don't know if they keep the damage tier list updated still, but if they do, top. Not here, because this just brings you to... Yeah. Damn, that's unfortunate. It was a really good list that they had there, where they kept track of the damage per chakra on there to compare. But, for example, the super top people were hitting 5k damage per chakra, but most of those were single target. So this is actually pretty good. 4k damage per chakra is definitely above average. Like it's on par for Blazing Fest units these days. So just because you're seeing 40k damage on his ultimate against heart units, don't think that he's not doing that much damage. All it really comes down to is the fact that it's 6 chakra. So you're using the jutsu a lot more frequently than you are with other people. Now, let's take a look at PvP. I know a lot of people like to run Blazing Fest units in PvP. They're worth it. And it's been a while. I mean, Double Rinnegan Madara sees a lot of use still. Regular Madara, or whatever, you know, Sage 6 Paths Madara still sees use after like a year coming out. Both Final Valley units are in PvP. So, how does Indra fare? Stats, very good, right? Pretty much 40k HP, 4,155 attack with pills, 291 with pills as well. Having over 200, like 70, 280 speed is very powerful. Like a lot of units like are just getting power crept with speed, and before, as long as you had around like 220, 230 speed, you were doing fine. But now, if you're not close to 300, it's a pretty big disadvantage, honestly. Now, damage in here. Is it worth it to use one jutsu over the other? Well, 3 times. We're talking about 41, 55, right? Yeah. 12k with a 30% chance to immobilize, generates chakra if he hits 2 people, right? So you're hitting 2 people, and you have 30% chance to immobilize on either one, which is you know, pretty good, right? Now, if you're hitting a heart unit, which are running literally rampant everywhere, you're doing 18k damage, almost 19k damage. And you gotta remember, you're ignoring damage reduction, so this damage will happen no matter what, right? It's not like it'll never be reduced. It's just gonna be consistent damage. And one thing that I learned from Blazing Bash Bravery Madara that just got released recently is that it makes such a big difference when you can ignore damage. Having that consistent, you know it'll hit for this exact number. The one thing that is a disadvantage is that he cannot ignore substitution. That's pretty annoying, but it is what it is. Now, let's see. Ultimate, you're going for that 6 chakra, trying to wipe the map, you know, maybe put Indra in the 3rd lane. What do you expect out of it? 9 times 41, 55. You're doing 37k. All of a sudden, you hit a couple of heart units, you're doing 56,000 damage. Not bad. It's not as good as, for example, Double Rinnegan Madara's ultimate jutsu, which does like 50k damage normally, but at the same time, Double Rinnegan Madara just dies to everything nowadays. And like, although he has his, does he have damage reduction? No, he just has like a 1,000,000,000% dodge, right? Just because he has so much dodge doesn't mean that, like, there's so many units that just hit everything now, right? You got Sage Mode Naruto, Final Valley Naruto, and Blazing Bash Rock Lee, all of which are seeing play. Blazing Bash Rock Lee the least, but Sage Mode Naruto and Final Valley Naruto are literally in every game. So both of those units are just kind of, you know, they just kill Madara. So just because he doesn't hit as hard doesn't mean he's that much worse. Ignores the damage reduction, right? That's another thing. So instead of doing the other stuff, He's hitting that guaranteed number. He's hitting that guaranteed pretty much 40k damage. Really good. But that's pretty much it when it comes to Indra. Let me know what you guys think. He's most likely, like, he's pretty good when it comes to PvP. He's nothing too spectacular. If you pull him just because you wanted him, you can run him in PvP and he'll do good for you. That's just how it is. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this character analysis. If you did, consider leaving a like down below. Comment something about what you want to see in the next video. Subscribe if you're new. I'll see you all in the next one. Peace out.